First time that hung out with Jungkook, the music video shoot for Too Much. That was the first time we actually got to properly hang. It's interesting, right? Because he doesn't speak a lot of English. I obviously don't speak Korean. So it was like an interesting hang because a lot of it is just like vibes and like energy. And we obviously had like a translator. We laughed a lot during that time. We laughed a lot, made a lot of jokes. Hi Team Vogue, it's the Kid LAROI, and these are some of my firsts. I think the first time that I ever introduced myself was probably at like a meeting or something. Even still, I don't like go to people and be like, hi, my name is the Kid LAROI. My first impression of Justin, I just remember being like, wow, he's really nice. I mean, we met in the studio, but it was kind of like a listening party situation. He DM'd me on Instagram. I just remember that being like, really like crazy for me, especially at the time. And I remember he like hit me, he was like, hey, I have the song that I really see you on, and that was like a big moment for me. The first time we actually hung was when we played basketball together at his house. I would get a shot in or something, he'd just like pat me on the back, be like, good job. But like if I missed one, he'd be like, come on buddy, like next time, like you have it, like keep going. And he was just really encouraging. Do you want to know my current impression? I love him, still. I think that would just be funny if I was like, current impression, he's the fucking worst. You know what I'm saying? That'd be funny. But fortunately, what am I saying? Fortunately, he is the greatest still. So I heard Central C's song Loading when it came out in 2020, I believe. I think I reached out after that and we just kind of stayed cool. He came out at Reading Leeds with me in 2021, which is a really cool moment. That was really dope. And from there, we just kind of like stayed in contact, whatever. And I was just always trying to find the right record for him, and I really liked the idea of this one because it was like fun and fresh and something that we both had never really done before, so I was just like, it'd be cool. I'm trying to practice like not using my phone in the morning at all because I always notice when I wake up and look directly at my phone, it just creates a bad day for me. So who the hell wants to wake up and look at no, but it happens. Unfortunately. My breakfast consists of, every morning by the way, this is like ritual. It's my favorite meal of the day. Egg whites, turkey bacon, or like sausage, sourdough toast, and a cup of black coffee. And like sometimes like breakfast potatoes if I'm like at a restaurant. First time that hung out with Jungkook, it was at the music video shoot for Too Much. That was the first time we actually got to properly hang. It's interesting, right? Because he doesn't speak a lot of English. I obviously don't speak Korean. So it was like an interesting hang because a lot of it is just like vibes and like energy. And we obviously had like a translator and stuff. He's just like super kind, super sweet. Like we laughed a lot during that time. We laughed a lot, made a lot of jokes. I had him try a Vegemite for the first time, pranked him a little bit. Told him it was chocolate and that was funny. He was like, what the hell? He was like, this doesn't taste like chocolate, it tastes like veggies. And I was like, ha. We laughed a lot, he's very kind. And yeah, cool dude, cool ass dude. I mean, I drink lots of water. I mean, it's kind of boring. The last tour that we just went on, the first thing that we would do after the shows, we kind of had this like Nerf gun war going on throughout the entire tour. So like, I would get off stage and I'd instantly go to the room and load up my Nerf gun because we just couldn't be caught lacking. That was like the whole thing. At any point of the day, someone could come in and just light you up with the Nerf gun. So we would go right to it, like after the show, we'd get right to it and then probably go get some food and yeah. If we're talking about Australia, I wasn't like super big or anything. I just had some stuff on like SoundCloud and stuff like that. But if we're talking about like in America, I think I was walking through the mall with my buddy Oma, and it was right after my first ever Cole Bennett video was put out. A group of kids like recognized me, and I just remember being like, holy shit, like this was like literally like days after it came out. That's when it felt like, oh my god, dude, people are starting to know who I am. This is really crazy. I don't know if I like get as hyped about like followers and stuff anymore. It's just more so like when people like the music, I think that's when I get the most excited. I mean, the first big purchase, well, the moment I signed a record deal, I rented a house back home for a couple of months. But in terms of like something I bought, like and had, I went to this store in Sydney and I bought like 3 pairs of Amiri jeans. That was like, whoa, I can't believe I just spent this much money on jeans. Like, that's crazy. I think it was MC6. That was my first ever stage name. And it's just because MC, like rapper, and I always was like, I don't know, I've been kind of like trying to rap since I was 6 years old. As funny as that sounds, like, you know, just, yeah, that's when I started like loving music. I think I still remember like the first ever thing that I wrote. I set a bar in there about like, you need a cool exhibit to come and pimp your ride. Cause like, that was like my favorite show at the time when I was a kid. I just remember that bar being a standout. I was really proud of it. So the first and only time that I've been to the Grammys was last year, and I was having a bad week. I was having an even worse day, and I just was like going through the motions and just like not feeling it. So it was honestly like as cool as it is to go to the Grammys. I was just like in such a thing that I just like wasn't. I feel like I wasn't present and wasn't taking it in. So like I didn't have the best experience. But so yeah, there it is, I guess, the brutally honest version of my first time at the Grammys, yeah. Anytime you go to any award show, it's like overwhelming. You're like put up against other people and other peers and stuff, and everyone's feeling a little like vulnerable or a little like insecure. At least I know I do 100%, and like some other people I've talked to, you're in a whole nother mind frame, you're doing interviews, you're doing all this other stuff, you're like overwhelmed, and it's just, you're not sometimes feeling your best, and you're feeling anxious about like awards or people choosing your stuff or whatever it is, and so that in itself is like an overwhelming thing, and then just like not being in the right mindset for that is just like a combination for like disaster. My first date, it depends what you count as a date. I think like something that could be counted as like a date is probably good, probably go-karts. I think I love go-karting. I'm sure I like went on like mini dates or something but like something that felt like an actual date was probably, yeah, going go-karting when I was 16. I was like super young, I might have been like 5 years old or something, and I remember like watching a Britney Spears music video, and that was the first time that I was like, whoa. Like, I was like, wow, I think I'm in love with Britney Spears. The first part of my nighttime routine is brushing my teeth, and then I wash my face, and then I do like a little skincare situation. I've been trying to read books recently, but like my attention span is like trying to work on that. I listen to a lot of music. I've been watching Entourage a lot recently. I love that show. The show's insane. I like crushed like 5 seasons of that in like weeks. So celebrate music being out, yeah. Might just have some people over at the house or something, or might go to a restaurant. I don't know. Thank you, Team Vogue, for having me. I am the Kid LAROI, and these were my firsts.